Looking for the best all-season truck tire that can handle anything you throw at it? Stick around, because the #1 tire on this list might surprise you. Whether you're daily commuting, towing heavy loads, tackling off-road trails, or just want something reliable for all seasons, the wrong set of tires will absolutely ruin your driving experience. That's why in this video, I'm breaking down the 5 best all-season truck tires you can buy right now. And trust me, by the end, you'll know exactly which tire gives the best balance of durability, comfort, and performance. Number 5. MICHELIN Defender LTX MS2. Now this one is probably the most well-known option in the all-season truck tire category, and for good reason. Michelin has a long reputation for quality, and when I put these tires to the test, they definitely lived up to that pedigree. Most of the time. The LTX MS2 is all about versatility. Designed with a silica-enhanced tread compound, it grips well on both wet and dry roads. You know those summer downpours where the highway starts looking like a lake? These tires actually cut through standing water in a really confident way, giving you this added sense of stability you don't get with cheaper options. Handling feels smooth, steering response is decent for a truck tire, and even on long trips, they're surprisingly quiet, which is a big plus. Michelin also nails the durability factor. Their EverTread compound is meant to handle tough conditions like gravel, dirt, and heavy towing jobs without breaking down as quickly as other tires. I noticed that the wear pattern stays really consistent over higher miles, so you don't get those annoying bald spots on the shoulders of the tire. That makes it a great option if you want longevity. But because I want to keep it real with you here, there's a little more to the story. First, while these tires are good all-around performers, they're not exactly groundbreaking in any one category. Off-road traction, for example, is decent but not spectacular. 4. Cooper Discoverer AT3 4S. Let me just say, when I first got behind the wheel with these tires, the first thing I noticed was confidence. They feel really stable in almost every condition, which makes sense considering they're marketed as true all-terrain tires. The Discoverer AT3 4S is engineered with Cooper's adaptive traction compound, which means it adjusts to different surfaces depending on conditions: snow, rain, dirt roads, you name it. Honestly, in light snow and icy patches, they were surprisingly good. You know that feeling when you hit a slick patch and your stomach drops because the truck starts fishtailing? Yeah, these tires cut down that fear a lot. I actually felt in control in conditions where cheaper tires usually leave you praying nothing slides into a ditch. But let's not get carried away. While the AT3 4S handles winter and mild off-roading really well, there are some downsides. Road noise, for one, is definitely noticeable compared to Michelin's LTX. It's not unbearable, but if your truck doubles as your family road trip ride, the hum might get a little irritating after hours on the highway. Also, tread life isn't quite on the same level as Michelin. After some testing, you start to notice faster wear, especially if you're carrying heavy loads or towing frequently. Another thing, gas mileage. Coopers aren't the worst offenders out there, but the slightly more aggressive tread pattern and added rolling resistance can impact fuel economy. If you're watching those miles per gallon closely, it might not be ideal. 3. BFGoodrich All-Terrain T KO3. Now, if you know truck tires, then you've probably already heard legends about the KO series. The KO2 has been a fan favorite for years, and this new KO3 just takes things up another notch. And after putting them through some rough terrain, yeah, I get the hype. For starters, these tires are a tank when it comes to off-road durability. BFGoodrich designed them with tougher sidewalls, which, let me tell you, really matter when you're driving over sharp rocks, ruts, or even just rough gravel roads. I pushed these tires harder than the Michelin and Cooper, and they just never flinched. That reinforced construction genuinely gives you the confidence to go where cheaper tires would say, nope, not today. On wet and dry pavement, the KO3 performs better than you'd think for such an aggressive tread design. Hydroplaning resistance is quite good, and braking distances felt reassuringly short. Yes, there's some tread noise, but honestly, it's less than I expected from an all-terrain with such a bold design. For me, that's always a big factor. You want rugged capability without it sounding like you're flying a small plane on the highway. One of the biggest improvements with the KO3 over older BFG tires is winter traction. These have the 3-peak mountain snowflake rating, and they really earn it. In deep snow, they bite and dig through instead of just floating on top. For truck owners who need a 4 seasons, no excuses type of tire, this one checks a lot of boxes. 2. Continental TerrainContact H. Now, this one surprised me. Honestly, I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. You think of Continental and your first thought is usually car tires, maybe performance stuff, not truck tires. But wow, these things really stand out. First of all, ride comfort. I can't stress this enough. Out of all the tires on the list, these might just be the quietest. Driving on long stretches of highway, they almost trick you into thinking you're in a crossover instead of a full-size truck. It's just smooth. The tread pattern is designed to keep noise down, and it really works. If comfort is at the top of your priority list, the TerrainContact HT is worth a serious look. Performance-wise, they're rock solid. Dry grip is excellent, braking is crisp and confidence-inspiring, and even in wet conditions, they don't lose a step. For towing or hauling, the stability they provide is impressive. You don't get that sloppy sway some other tires give when you throw a heavy trailer behind the truck. Where they surprised me most, though, is winter performance. No, it's not a gnarly off-road tire, but in slushy mixed conditions and light snow, it held its own much better than I expected. Not quite on BFGoodrich level, but definitely reliable if you're mostly a paved road driver who still deals with nasty winter mornings. Now, if I'm nitpicking, the downside is they're not built for hardcore off-road. They lean more toward highway and daily use comfort than rock-crawling adventures. Number 1. Pirelli Scorpion All-Terrain Plus. If there's one tire that blends toughness, comfort, and year-round performance into one package, this is it. And after a few weeks of testing these, I can confidently say they deserve to take the top spot. The Scorpion All-Terrain Plus is built for versatility. The tread design is aggressive enough to handle dirt trails, mud patches, and rocky back roads without breaking a sweat, but somehow it manages to stay really quiet on the highway. It's almost the perfect marriage of off-road bite and on-road comfort. You know how I mentioned earlier that with some other tires you have to compromise, like either accept noise or lose traction? This Pirelli makes fewer compromises, and it feels like you're getting the best of both worlds. In wet conditions, the Scorpion shines. The wide grooves channel water efficiently, and it just bites down with confidence in heavy rain. For trucks that spend time in unpredictable weather, one day it's sunny, the next it's pouring, this tire makes a noticeable difference in how secure you feel behind the wheel. Snow performance is also worth mentioning. It has the 3-peak mountain snowflake symbol, so it's rated for severe snow duty. I tested them during a heavy snowfall, and wow, the grip was sensational. No random fishtailing, no sliding at stoplights, just smooth and steady control you'd expect from a premium tire. And believe it or not, despite being tough as nails, the ride comfort is surprisingly plush. Final thought, that's all for today, folks.